Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Zootopia 2 has come home to Disney+.
Let's go!
Get ready for a new case.
We're gonna crack this case and prove we're the greatest partners of all time!
New friends.
You are...
Gary the Snake.
And your last name?
The Snake.
Dream Team. And new habitats.
Zootopia has a secret reptile population.
You can watch the record-breaking phenomenon at home.
You're clearly working at
Zootopia 2. Now available on Disney+, rated PG.
And now we're pleased to bring you our feature presentation.
Live from Joe's mom's basement, it's the Stacking Benjamin Show. I'm Joe's mom's neighbor, Doug, and today we're diving into the 12 steps to financial independence. Oh my God, I gotta do another 12 steps? Today, we're joined by a man who hasn't walked 12 steps from his recliner since he retired. From LenPenzo.com, it's Grandpa Simpson. It's just his older uncle, Len Penzo. Then, the man children generally take at least 12 steps from when they see him coming, it's OG. And then, the woman running at least 12 steps away from financial independence, Paulette Perhach. But that's not all. I'll also take you step by step through my trivia question. And now, a guy who's with you every step of the way as you stack your Benjamins, it's Joe Saul-Sehy.
Hey there, stackers, and happy Friday to you. I am Joe Saul-Sehy, Average Joe Money on Twitter, and welcome to the weekend. Super happy that you can kick it off with some fun financial chat. We're going to dive into, as Doug said, the 12-step program for your financial independence. And let's say hi to that guy, the golden voice that introduced us, the man who's as charming as the sweaty-handed greeter during hug time at church. You know how much we love that guy, Mr. Neighbor Doug.
That was all for me?
That was.
Wow. All of us were wondering, okay, you're about to rip somebody. I was waiting for it to be OG.
Oh, I knew. I knew exactly who you were going for.
Damn. Aren't you? You're the guy that hugs just a little too long during the hug time at church.
I'm a giver. Yeah, I like the hugs.
And the guy across the card table from me, Mr. OG, still repairing walls at your house, my friend?
Nope. All done.
It's all done. That's good. Is the
repairing cars.
That's what I was going to say. What's the sentence here? Does the offending party have like dishwash duty for the month, or what happened?
We haven't decided yet. We're still working on kind of putting together all of the total bill and then asking him what he thinks he should do.
That's a good place to start.
It's a lot easier to sentence the offender when they decide their own fate.
That is a great place to start. I love starting that way. For people that don't know what's going on, one of OG's prodigies drove the car through the side of his garage into his house just to see if he could make a hole there. It turns out he could. So that was a good time. And the woman who's as irreverent as a vegan in a fast food drive-thru, Paulette Perhach, is here. Can you be a vegan in the fast food?
I think I'm as irreverent as a meat eater at a vegan restaurant. That would be my preference.
I think you do either one. You'll swap that around. Yeah.
Yeah.
How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, just writing lots of stories. About to take a big adventure down to Baja, Mexico. Pretty excited.
Oh, show it. There's a flex right there. I'm just going to Mexico. No big deal.
We'll see if I survive. That's the biggest flex is going to be surviving.
Fun.
It's a 3,000-mile rally in the desert, so I hope I make it.
What could possibly go wrong? And last on this panel today from LenPenzo.com, Len, what's on the honeybee's to-do list that you're avoiding by being here? That's my question.
Well, I don't know about the honeybees list, but I've got dinner reservations at Benihana. It's my birthday today, and I've got to make sure I cash in that $35 coupon because it expires. So
Because you're 35 years old today?
I am 35 years old, and happy birthday to you, a belated day late for you.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Joe.
Yes, we got birthday time for Len and me. I didn't even think about that.
Were you guys born in the same year?
No.
Len is way older than me.
I'm the year of the dragon.
I see.
I don't know what year but what
That
is
narrows it down.
What is
Quick, look it up, Joe. Look it up.
Don't they rotate it? Isn't it all? Isn't there like a?
I could.
There is. Yeah, they don't just make up new animals for the last 17,000 years.
Yeah, we're on the year of the hedgehog. They're starting to run out of animals now.
Yeah, there's like 9 of them they rotate through. I know what mine is, and I bet all of you can guess pretty quickly.
The monkey.
The rat?
Yep.
Dodo bird.
Paulette got it right off the bat. Look at how proud she is. She's all...
She just called that one. I'm going to look mine up. Hold on a second, guys. I'm going to look mine up while you guys listen to this. In business, there is no room for guesswork. Every shipment matters. Every deadline counts. And when you're trying to keep operations running smoothly, the last thing you need is uncertainty. That's why reliability is at the core of USPS Ground Advantage. From the moment your package is first scanned in, it moves through a secure nationwide network, aiding in a timely and accurate delivery. You get near real-time tracking so you can keep up with your shipments. And with affordable upfront pricing, there are no hidden fees or surprise surcharges to throw off your cost sheets. It all adds up to predictable deliveries you can depend on, because knowing your logistics are handled lets you focus on everything else, your customers, your team, and the future you're building. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to start shipping with confidence. USPS Ground Advantage. We mean business. I had a breakfast mentoring meeting yesterday with a young woman who was just amazing. She is graduating from college with a degree in wealth management, and she reached out hoping for some pointers. And listen, if somebody's in Texarkana and wants to go into this beautiful field of personal finance and helping people get their money together, that is incredible. But even more incredible is how she reached out, how she was trying to network. And I was having a discussion that finding the right person and avoiding the wrong person for a role, that's what can make or break an organization. And we just don't see that many qualified people. So how do you find them? Well, Indeed sponsored jobs is a boost whenever you need to find quality talent. If you're hiring, Indeed is all you need. You can stop struggling to get your job post even seen on other sites. You'll match with quality candidates with Indeed's sponsored jobs. Get matched with and hire quality candidates who can drive the results you need. Reach candidates who meet your specific criteria like skills, certifications, or location. It drives me crazy when I'm matched with all kinds of people who aren't a fit. I don't have that kind of time. People are finding quality hires on Indeed right now. In the minute I've been talking to you, companies like yours made 27 hires on Indeed, according to Indeed data worldwide. Sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed are 95% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. Spend less time searching and more time actually interviewing candidates who check all the boxes. Less stress, less time, more results. When you need the right person to cut through the chaos, this is a job for Indeed sponsored job. And here's what's cool, Stackers. You're going to get $75 in sponsored job credit to help get your job the premium status it deserves at Indeed.com/podcast. Just go to Indeed.com/podcast right now and support Stacking Benjamins by saying you heard about Indeed right here at Stacking Benjamins. Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring, do it the right way with Indeed. I could have looked it up. I did not. We've got OG, Paulette, Len, Doug. Let's talk 12 steps to better financial fitness. This piece comes to us from the Financial Tortoise. Financial Tortoise, Len, has that one been around? Has this blog been around a while? I feel like we've done stuff by Financial Tortoise before.
You know what? I'm not aware of this one, actually.
Yeah.
And by the way, is a tortoise? Is tortoise one of those animals, the Chinese animals? I don't think it is. Is there a year of the tortoise?
The year of the tortoise. I've had those years. I don't know
if my math is correct, this is a very important birthday then. It's the last one for you before another big one.
Holy crap.
Oh, God. Jeez. Oh, geez.
Is that right?
It's the last
A quick
birthday?
Google search kind of narrowed down a few dates, and I was like, wait a second. It's definitely not 1976. That I'm sure of.
Are you saying I'm running out of years?
I'm just saying that next year.
It got dark in the basement.
Well, I don't know. Who was it? Like Chris Rock or somebody said that you have to have a birthday party every year, 1 through 5. And then the major ones, 10, 13, 16,
Yes, it's
18, 21.
It'll be a major one.
And then decades from that point forward.
Yes, it will be a major one.
Until 90, and then you have a birthday party every year. So you're going to have a birthday party next year, according to Chris Rock. That is insane.
All right. Well, I'm glad we got that out of the way. Hey, let's talk about this piece. Let's talk about your
I was just hung up
financial
on the fact that Len is so old.
FinancialTortoise.com.
I still look good. I still look good, OG.
Oh, my good. Do you guys mind if we talk about this thing
Paulette's
here?
not nodding her head. Paulette is not nodding her head to that.
I'm sure Honeybee is very excited to wake up to your beautiful face every morning, Len.
That's enough, Paulette. Thank you.
All right. He's got 12 steps to financial freedom. I think we want to walk through these. He presents this list as if they're in order, right? So I want to talk as we go through the order. But let's start with number one. Number one place to start. And I always wonder where we should tell OG people to start, right? Where should you begin? He starts with build career capital. He says, and we talk about personal finance and growing our net worth, it's important to talk about budgeting, investing, but the key part to start all that begins with income. If you have low income, really hard to jumpstart anything else. You agree with that's the place to start, build the career?
Well, having read through these, I think I'd rather have them in a different order, but I don't want to kind of, I don't want to give it away.
But is this near the top for you? Let's put it that way. We can talk about where the rest are.
We spend a lot of time talking about all the different ways that you can save money. We don't spend a lot of time talking about all the ways that you can increase money. And you can only cut your expenses to a certain amount. You can't cut them all the way to zero, but you can have unlimited income. So if you're not thinking about like, how do I kind of take those next steps? How do I take some more progression in my career or bigger steps to bigger earnings? I think you're missing out on some significant opportunity to make this whole thing a lot easier.
Paulette, you and I have kind of talked around this issue, not directly at it, but it feels to me like at some point you had this like, aha, and went, you know what? I need to just increase income before anything else, and that'll make things better.
Well, I feel like that's the thing I have the most control over. The other stuff is so hard for me with like limiting my spending and like
Can't
not,
do that.
I know, like, well, I seem to not be able to. It sounds terrible when you say it out loud, but it's something I really struggle with. So I feel like the thing that is more in my control is becoming a better businesswoman and bringing more value to the world and making more.
Len, was that the key for you as well?
I was focused. I was one of those people. I was 12 years old and I think I knew what I wanted to do in life. So I'm probably not the right person to talk about this. I mean, I don't think many people are in the same boat that I am.
No, but still, would you tell people though to build career capital as the first stage, get your career rolling? Would this be number one for you?
Okay, let me use my son as an example because he built his career capital not in one area, and it really worked out great for him. He didn't know what he wanted to be, and that's okay. But he did get his feet wet and tried a lot of different things. He's going to be 26 here very soon. But from the time he was like 17 to a few years ago, he was wanted to be like an artist. Then he was playing around with that. And then he learned how to be a mechanic. He loved cars. He tried to start his own car washing business, but then he became a mechanic. He worked for different mechanics and he got a lot of experience as a mechanic. Then he got into internet technology and servers and writing code. eventually he got a good job doing that, working in the IT industry now. But he still has those background roles as a mechanic, and he can do other things as well. And that, to me, is building capital, even though he wasn't really making a lot of money as the mechanic, although mechanics do make a lot of money, I will say that, once they own their own business. But he does have a lot of capital. And I guess the point is, it's just important to learn as many things as you can, and you will find what you like over time. And all of that stuff pays off. Even if you don't make it your full career, everything you were learning in your younger years, I mean, it's really well worth it. And there's things you can fall back on. The more you can learn and master, the better off you will be.
It's wild how many jobs that you would think would have nothing to do with career success, Len, actually, to your point, end up lending you career success. Like, I think about some of the crappy jobs I've had and what I really learned from them. Paulette, you've any jobs that you've had in the past that really, if you tell people what the job is, they'll go, yeah, you won't learn anything from that, but it really helped you or gave you a big
bathrooms at a skating rink.
Really? What was the aha?
Yeah.
Just don't want to do that?
Aha, this is terrible. Sorry.
But that is true. I mean, it's funny. When I was working as a first-year financial planner, we were calling people, it was a sales organization, right? So we were doing cold calling. And I remember people complaining, and the guy sitting next to me is really good at it. He's like, oh, you could be outside pouring concrete at 95-degree heat. You could be doing, people are hanging up on you on the phone. I feel so bad. Like, he was seriously going, yeah, it could be worse.
Yeah. I think that in a lot of jobs, you learn the way not to do it, the way you see things are managed, and people that you just don't like the way that they manage you or lead. And so you kind of get that negative space of, okay, I know I want to be like this when I am the manager.
Number 2 on this list is mastering your budgeting. He says, figure out how you're going to make money. And then Len, number 2, lock down your budget. You like that as a 1-2 punch? Or should you really master your budgeting first so that when you start making money that you're not going to go hog wild spending?
Yeah, I think mastering budgeting I think that's very important. You've got to learn how to manage your income and your outgo. I mean, because if you don't manage it and you don't know what's coming in and you don't know what's going out, I don't care how much money you think you're going to be saving. It's kind of hard to save when you don't know what's going on. It's like driving blindfolded. You know that the road is right in front of you, but you don't know where those curves are. You don't know where those turns are, and there'll be mistakes that'll be made, or you'll be wasting. There's lots of opportunities that you're missing. So, yeah, I think mastering is the first thing you really need to do. Is you've got to come down, figure out how you're going to manage that money, and then once you know how you're managing it, then you can allocate your savings and your investments.
OG, you on that train?
Yeah, you have to, especially early, you have to have a really good understanding of what you're spending and where, because you don't know what to change otherwise. It's almost like, I like Len's example of driving down the road, but my wife and I have 2 different scales in our bathroom, and they have different numbers on them. And we'll talk about it. We'll say, well,
I like the lower one.
Today I like the white scale. Yesterday I like the clear one better. But it's not about the number per se. It's about the tool and being able to kind of track the progress on the tool. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter how much you spend on groceries. It matters that you are able to look at it from time to time and say, is that number going up or is it going down? Groceries are what groceries are. Now, once you have that data, you can say, okay, can I substitute something, or do I want to, or do I want to put my focus somewhere else? I personally ran into a little bit of an issue with this. We have the budget plan for our utilities that are in our neighborhood. So gas and electric is on the same bill, and you can contact the utility company and they just flat bill it, because some months are higher in electricity and lower in gas, and it's kind of all over the board. So it was just simpler to just have them say, oh, it's this amount per month. Easy, right? And then every so often they increase it or decrease it based on what your actual usage was. Yeah. What we found, or I found this past summer, people were talking about their utility bills being a lot higher. Like, oh, there's a lot of inflation going on utility bills. And, and I'm thinking, I don't know, I haven't really noticed. Ours is the same amount every, well, it's not. It started increasing. They were increasing it every 2 months. I wasn't really paying attention to it. But over the course of a year, it almost doubled. And then when I actually looked at the bill, I was still thousands of dollars negative to the utility company. They were okay with it because of the fact that we were, they're like, well, you'll make it up in the winter time, on the flat billing.
Yeah, they're going to step it up.
I was like, holy crap. I had no idea how much we were, we weren't measuring that. We weren't seeing the effects of the rising costs there. It was kind of an eye-opening event. Len's raising his hand. This happened to you too, Len.
The Honeybee and I were just this weekend, we broke down our natural gas bill. No, it was our electricity bill, because the bill was going to be so much higher. And we have solar power and everything, but it was so much higher. And we're like, what is going on? Luckily, we could go back and look at our usage and how much we were spending, and we were able to pinpoint what the problem was. We were actually, we thought the solar was covering things, and we were generating just as much electricity. But our spending, the amount of electricity we were spending was so much more that it overwhelmed what we were generating.
Wow.
And that, and if we wouldn't have had all that back data, we wouldn't have known. We'd have no idea what was the cause.
No place to even start from. Yeah, you just need a place to start from.
Yep.
But it's looking at this. I like the idea that it's mindfulness, actually, not just getting the bill or doing the flatline spending, but actually looking at that budget. I know the lie that I lived when I was trying to get my financial house, before I was trying to get my financial house in order, I thought the path was just make more money. That was the key. And I'll tell every stacker out there hanging out with us that is a lie. You will never out earn your horrible money habits. It didn't matter how much money I made. I was always going to spend $20,000 more. I mean, it was going to happen. You have
Challenge
to
accepted.
You have to at some point lock down that number. So, whether it's using Cube Money or YNAB or whatever you want to use, or it's the Paula Pant reverse budget where I make sure everything goes to the right place and then I spend the rest. And you got to have some way and actually look at it. Number 3 here is hold cash. As a small business owner, Paulette, I don't know if you feel like I do, but I always want to deploy the cash, right? Because I'm like, hey, if I'm holding on to cash, this is wasted. But he's like, bad things are going to happen along the way. And once you have that cash position, now I'm actually much better to tackle things. But how do you remind yourself of that?
Yeah, it's like cash is the oxygen of your business. So I actually just literally last night put a reminder for my assistant to set up a weekly transfer over to our business savings. And I find that when I have a hard time remembering to do something, I put it in terms of loss aversion. So don't let your business die is like one good reason to keep cash, right? But yeah, I have a really hard time with that. So I think keeping it away from you is as important as possible. Yeah, it can feel like, oh, well, I could buy this tool, I could upgrade on MailChimp. There's so many things you could do with it that feel like important business,
equipment, courses, whatever it is. I'll just go spend more money and really got to hold on to cash.
1,000% there. Yeah.
Number 4 on this list, pay off high interest debt. It's interesting that he's got you starting off with earning more money. And then he's got you locking down your budget, right? And then holding on to some cash and then getting rid of the high interest debt. A lot of people listening are thinking, why would I hold on to cash if I've got this high interest debt at, say I got a credit card at 23%. Why would I hold on to cash first?
Well, because if you don't have cash, then something goes wrong. You're going to go back to the credit cards to figure out how to solve the problem. And human nature being what it is, it'll be ultra devastating if you've made some progress and then all of a sudden something goes bad cash flow wise, an emergency happens and you don't have the way to cover it. So you go back into debt again. It seems counterintuitive to say, why do I have all this cash? Or why do I have hopefully not, months and months and months worth of savings in cash, but a few? Why would I want to do that when I have consumer debt? It's because you have to build the foundation first. You've made the mistake of having high interest credit card debt. Don't compound it by not being able to attack it and get out of it in the right way.
I like that.
Can I bring up one other example? I find it out now that I'm recently retired, but this can apply even when you're younger. If you don't have a decent cash position to handle emergencies, and let's say you're saying, well, I put all my money in my investments, and some of your investments, like last year went down. It was a bad market. You could inadvertently end up locking in some of your losses if you don't have the cash to draw from, and you have to go into your investment accounts. You end up locking in certain losses. It could be that way if you don't have the cash. If you have the cash in an emergency fund, That gives you time for your investments to recover from any losses that you might have.
I want to stick with you, Len, for number 5, because, when you get to retirement and you're trying to lock in your lifestyle, I would think to some degree, so it's predictable. Number 5 on this list is master your expenses. And the question that I had initially when I read this is, how is this different than your budget, getting your budget in order? And he says, what happens to many people at this stage, once they've gotten so far into this foundation, they start to have some lifestyle creep, right? You're debt free. You only have a few low interest debts, and all of a sudden you go, hey, it's party time. Like, how over your career did you stay away from the inevitable lifestyle creep that ends up really killing a lot of people's financial future?
Well, I don't like to spend money. I don't frivolously spend. I mean, we go out and have fun, but I've never been I've always been biased towards saving. But if I can see, if you are the other direction, you're biased towards spending, in your budget, you have a discretionary amount of money for discretionary funds that you invest and a discretionary amount that you spend for fun. And as long as you set that budget, you can stick to it, then I don't see, that shouldn't be a problem if you're biased towards spending rather than saving. Follow the budget. Set how much you want to spend for fun stuff. Set a budget for how much you want to invest and stick to it. And that should keep those guardrails should keep you okay.
Paulette, I think you've talked about this before. You set up those pockets, don't you? So I'm going to spend it on this, spend it on this. How does that work out?
It works well. You guys will. I mean, I keep my emergency fund and my off fund in an account where I would be docked if I took it out. And that's the only way that I don't touch it. And I know that would make it so I would lock in losses. But I think it's just you have to have that ADHD wall up if you're an overspender and an impulse spender to get it away from you and to have some chill time between you and the ability to spend it.
That's why I was used to recommend a bank across town that you didn't have access to. You had to drive across town to get at your money, and that helped. Number 6 on this list is hold the right insurances. OG, back to you for this one on before the break. What is right insurances?
All of them, as many as you could accumulate for as much premium as the insurance guy could sell you.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, insurance is a tool to solve an issue or solve an exposure issue if something goes wrong. And we think of insurance like life insurance or car insurance or disability insurance or health insurance or whatever. And really what you're doing is you're saying, I want to pass along the risk of this thing happening to someone else, the financial risk of it to somebody else. In exchange for that, I will pay a little bit now to kind of offset that. Insurance isn't necessarily the answer to every problem, but it's rather the thought process of, if something goes wrong, how do I solve this? If you're financially independent with no kids at home and you don't have any debt and life is good, do you need a whole bunch of life insurance if you die? Probably not. If you're 35, you've got 3 kids, you're the sole income earner in the house and not a lot of savings, do you need some? Yeah, a whole bunch. Because you're thinking about how would this, what would this look like if something bad were to happen? Same thing with cars or whatever. And when you get into the nitty gritty of it, you can figure out what's the amount of risk that I want to take associated with this risk. And you can optimize it so that, those premium costs are lower, which can help with your cash flow. But you can't do that unless you do these other things too, like pay off your debt, which helps you get a better credit score, which helps your insurance rates be better, have a cash reserve so you can take a higher deductible. So it kind of all sequentially makes sense.
I feel like those first 6 we talked about, build career capital, master your budget, hold on to cash, pay off high interest debt, master your expenses, and hold the right insurances are kind of the ones you live by. We're going to do the second half next, which are the ones that you'll grow by. Now that you got the foundation, we're going to grow. But before we get to that, at the halfway point of every show on Fridays, we have our Friday trivia contest. And Mr. Penzo, you haven't been here for a couple weeks, man, so you've missed the latest.
I know.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Well, I think I already know what the bad news is. So since you're asking me, sure, I'll have what's the bad news?
The bad news is you're guessing first because you are still in first place, my friend.
What?
Yes, you have 2. OG has 1, and Paulette has 1 as well. And this week, it is Len's birthday, but I'm reading Doug's notes here. I think, Doug, let's do this.
Hey there, stackers. I'm Joe's mom's neighbor, Doug, and today is the day after Joe's birthday. Luckily, he found a way to make it through without poisoning himself this year. Nice job, buddy. While Joe has been saying that he's 39 years old for the last few weeks, his birth certificate says that he was born in 1968, making him the same age as the Intel Corporation and the Redwood National Forest. Maybe all the trees in it. We talk a lot about the compounding interest on this show, so let's talk about how Joe's money would have compounded had he begun investing in the Dow Jones Industrial Average. The average now flirts with 34,000. What was the opening number for the famous index in 1968? I'll be back with the answer right after I go help Joe find his dentures.
Probably don't need that help yet. Luckily, I just went to the dentist.
I was wondering why his teeth look so good.
Had a clean bill of health. Mr. Penzo, it's your birthday, which means you get to go first. Mm-hmm. Well, it's not why you get to go first, but as the birthday boy. Yeah. What do you think? 1968.
If you're born in 68, Joe, you're the same year as the honeybee, and she's the year of the monkey. So you're the year of the monkey.
There
you're
we
a
go.
monkey.
Clown.
There we go. Hey, easy. I'm right here.
Okay, let's see. What was it in 68?
January 2nd.
I'm thinking like 2.
That's a good one. I think it's ridiculously... I hate to talk this out because I'm going to help OG and I'm going to help Paulette with my speaking, but I think I don't know. I'm going to say, let's see, would it be 1,000? It's got to be close to 1,000. Boy, 68. Gosh. Was that right before the run-up of the Nifty? You know what? It's got to be in that neighborhood, 1,000. 1,000.
1,000 for Mr. Penzo. OG?
Shouldn't I go last?
You go second because you're last year's winner.
Yes.
He's just making up rules.
See how he conveniently forgets that when he doesn't suit him?
The vindictiveness in Len's yes.
But I lost last week, so therefore one would assume that I would go last. 1968. So I was born after Joe, way after Joe.
Again, right here. Again.
Because I use this story
right
a lot.
Here.
I know about where the Dow was when I was born. But
it wasn't a school project for your kids?
No. This was more like a thanks, Mom, for not investing 10 grand in the Dow when I was born. That's
going to be chapter 1 of OG's tell-all book.
Yeah, it is. Where was the 100 grand, Ma? I'd have 20 million right now. Thanks a lot.
He's probably busy with the exorcism.
Yeah. You're not wrong. Not wrong.
So good.
So I like your thinking, Len. I think it went down in the 70s. 68 was kind of like the end of a pretty good bull market, post-war bull market-ish. And I like the 1,000 guess. Making it difficult for Paulette, I need to pick something that's a little different. I'm going to say 819.
819. He goes on the low side. Paulette, what are you thinking?
And what was Len's answer?
1,000.
Ooh, oh my God. All right, I'll do 1,001.
She goes 1,001 and takes the top. Len, welcome back. Doesn't feel good having 2 weeks off?
Oh, Paulette. Yeah, it feels great. Hey, I can't complain. Hey, by the way, who should I send flowers to for getting that one question right on my behalf?
I think it was it Doc G?
Oh, was it Doc G? Okay.
I don't remember.
I'll send him some flowers.
I don't remember. You know what? We can find that out. We'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
You didn't start a business just to keep the lights on. You're here to sell more today than yesterday. You're here to win. Lucky for you, Shopify built the best converting checkout on the planet. Like the just one tapping, ridiculously fast acting, sky-high sales stacking, champion of checkouts. That's the good stuff right there. So if your business is in it to win it, win with Shopify. Start your free trial today at shopify.com/win.
All right, we did not find that out. We should have found that out. We wasted the entire break not finding that out. But let's start this off. Len, your guess, what was the Dow Jones Industrial Average at January 2nd when it opened 1968? You said 1,000. You feeling pretty good now?
Yeah, Paulette kind of crimped my style a little bit there, but yeah, I'm feeling pretty good. I got a good chance, I think.
Let's see. And OG, you've got 816.
19.
819. Feeling good?
No. Not in the least bit.
So then I guess he's saying Paulette, he thinks it might be higher, that you might have this one.
I think it's close. Yeah.
All right. Well, only one guy's got the answer. Doug?
Hey there, stackers. I'm Dow Jones historian and stock market pundit, Joe's mom's neighbor, Doug. The Dow Jones Industrial, that's hard to say. The Dow Jones Industrial Average is an index comprised of 30 famous companies, including American Express, Boeing, Home Depot, and Disney. While often used as a bellwether indicator of the economy, most investors will find a more accurate view using the S&P 500 or the Vanguard Total Stock Market Index. But today, we're going with the granddaddy, the Dow. It's trading around 34,000 today, but where did it open in 1968, the year one guy on this show was born? Well, I'll tell you this. One of our players is just 95 points away from the answer. Another one of our players today is just 94 points away from the answer, but we had one shining star of a member of our roundtable today who was just 87 points off.
Wow.
Who would that be? Well, the answer is 906, and that makes OG our winner.
Wow.
Everybody was right in the ballpark. I'm impressed.
Congratulations, OG.
Wow.
Doc G wasn't here.
906.
Len did a nice job of anchoring, I think, the
906.
the action.
906.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you.
$1,000 that day be what? $34,000. Every $1,000, 34 grand.
So that's a 34, 35 bagger in how many years is that? That's a lot of years.
It's not how
There's
that
more to
works.
that math.
That doesn't work.
What's that?
Guys?
I think there's a little more to that math.
That's no.
So if you bought it for 900 and something,
Right.
and then the price is 30, okay, fine. Reinvested dividends.
Compounding.
Yes.
This is compounds, though. It's not just a straight line arithmetic.
So if I have a stock that's at $900 and then it's trading at $34,000,
You still make
it is
35
there. The
times.
only thing that's going to change there then is if I add in dividends. I mean,
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
Dividends.
Okay.
And compound.
yeah, that's fine. All right. Well, now we settled that. Congratulations, OG.
Everybody's
Way
right.
to go. Way to go.
Yay.
On to the second half of the show, which is brought to you by Magnify Money. Paulette, you know what happens when you go to stackingbenjamins.com/magnify money?
You find out what the answers to the trivia is because you're cheating.
No. I feel like that was a setup.
And there it goes. You actually find out that those
I earned that
those
one.
brick and mortar banks that you shop at might not be best in class. Actually, often or not. Go to stackingbenjamins.com/magnify money, and you'll see CD rates, savings account rates, checking account rates, all the online banks competing against each other, and you can ditch, switch, and save. stackingbenjamins.com/magnify money. All right, we're back on these. And as I mentioned, the second half of this discussion is going to be the ones we grow by. So let's now that we've got our foundation, let's grow some money. Paulette, let's start with you. Ramp up your savings rate. You've been doing that, haven't you? No? And pass.
No, it's been a struggle. I've been on the struggle bus. Well, you know what? I've been investing a lot. This was a really important lesson from an accounting class I took, and they said not all assets are on the balance sheet. And I've been paying for a piece of software to be developed, and so that's where I've been checking my money, but that's very high risk. So I still have my little $100, weekly deposit, and that's pretty much what else I do. But yeah, it's like I'm in like entrepreneur mode.
Oh, gee, is there a way that you've told people if they're not doing the entrepreneur thing like Paulette, but they're just trying to get that savings rate up, any good tips for people starting out?
Well, the easiest one is to automatically increase your savings every time you get some sort of pay raise. The second easiest one is to just automatically do it through an employer plan. So a lot of times employer plans these days will have automatic increases that happen or that you can schedule. You say, well, I want to increase this at, 0.5% every 6 months or every year, until it reaches X percent. So even if you are not able to save the maximum into your workplace plans or save as much as you want to or invest as much as you want to now, you can set something up now with a small increase. The interesting thing is that most people don't notice the small increases, like we were talking about earlier around, the utility bills that we all had. So it's kind of an easy way to trick yourself into saving a little bit more.
That's funny. Using it in your favor instead of what we talked about earlier with the utilities, like you just mentioned. Like now, trick yourself the same way. Oh, I didn't even know that I've doubled my savings over the past year because I raised it a little bit at a time. I want to take these next two together because he's got as step 8, manage your tax advantaged accounts. And then step 9 is build your taxable accounts, the money that's flexible that you can get at, maybe a regular brokerage account. Len, I want to ask you about those two. Do you like the way he's got those? Start off with your 401k, maybe at work, your long-term investment, your Roth IRA, and then start building the flexible money. Of course, this is after you've already got cash in the bank, right? We covered cash. Do you like that as 1, 2, tax advantage first, not tax advantage second?
Yeah. The thing is, you got to ask yourself the question: do I expect to be in a higher tax bracket when I retire or now? And that's going to determine whether you use like a Roth IRA or you put more money into your 401k or a traditional IRA. So if you think you're going to be in a lower tax bracket when you're retired, then you want to get your tax advantaged money now. You don't want to be taxed now. You want to be taxed later. And so therefore you would put that money more into a 401k or a traditional IRA. If you think you're going to be in a higher tax bracket when you retire, and you might say, well, that's crazy. I wouldn't do that. I'd be retired. If you want to spend a lot of money, you're going to be pulling money out of your accounts in retirement. You just very well might be in a higher tax bracket. And so therefore you'd want to put your money in the Roth IRA and take the taxes out now. So that's one thing. Another thing you might want to do too, and I'm glad I did this. I didn't think about it until after I became retired, how important it was. But it's okay to have some later on, after you've maxed out your 401k or your IRAs, have a non-qualified account, because that way you will be taxed at the lower capital gains rate as long as you're holding your investments longer. For example, you're pulling money out, you're taxed at the income rate, as it's taxed as taxable income. Whereas like your non-qualified accounts, if you hold those stocks for a year, you're taxed at the capital gains rate, which is much lower. It's like I think it's 15% right now. I mean, that's kind of nice to have, a non-qualified account that you can also pull from in retirement.
Yeah, whenever you want, not having to worry about the taxes. Yeah, Paulette?
Can you define non-qualified?
It's like, it's not a 401k. It's not your Roth, it's not a traditional IRA. It's just a bunch of stocks that you're buying on your own with your own income in a Schwab account.
From that guy in the corner. I've been investing a lot.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So
he's definitely not qualified.
It's not attached to an IRA or a 401k.
Wanted to diversify.
He's not qualified.
It is an account, and I hate these names, but a non-qualified account is an account that has no strings attached. You can get the money whenever you want.
Yes.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's another nice thing,
I am not qualified to have one of those accounts because I will just spend the money.
Well, do you like then yours being a qualified account, like a Roth or a traditional or a simple, maybe for you, or a solo 401k, Paulette, because of the fact that there's those restrictions? Like, it makes sure that it stays safe?
Yeah, I think it's just enough of a baby gate on my account to make it where, like, if I'm tempted to be like, oh, I should pull some money out of that, it's like, do I really want to give up 10%? Like, no. I know it's stupid. So that's
No, I like that because it is so much about the behavior, right? It's so much about the behavior. Oh, gee, you like these two in this order? Tax advantage first, sock it to it there, and then build your taxable?
Yeah. I mean, again, just kind of back to like thinking about ways to fool yourself into saving money until, you've kind of built that muscle. I mean, this is so much like the difference between exercising and not exercising. It's like at the very beginning of any sort of exercise program or anything that you're trying to do better, eat better or something like that, it totally sucks. Like there is nothing that's fun about, running. I don't care what anybody says. Joe did it every single day for however long. Like, oh, I got to go get my mile. And like, that was just a person. No, I mean, you didn't, I doubt that you actually enjoyed it at the very beginning. It wasn't like, oh, I really get to do this. Later on, as you built that muscle of doing it, as it got later into the day, you're like, I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, I haven't done my thing yet, and you started to appreciate it. It's the same thing with eating well or not drinking as much or something like that, right? You're just like, this sucks. I like drinking a whole bunch. And then after a while, you're like, now I can't do it as much. I don't have that. It's more natural for me to exercise and eat well than it is to the other thing. And the same thing is true with money. You have to turn it into something that's more natural than the other thing. Tony Robbins talks about making sure that the pain and pleasure thing, people do more to avoid pain. Paulette, that's what you're talking about, right? Like put the barriers in your way.
Yeah, like the loss aversion.
Yeah, like I don't want to just unnecessarily give the government 10% of my money because I'm too impetuous to wait 5 minutes, And so that's just enough for you. That was not enough for me. Like I've done it. I'm like, 10%. What's 10% among friends?
Well, then I'm like, I'll just put it on my credit card. That's so much better.
Yeah, and then when the tax bill comes, then I'll just charge the tax bill. Joke's on them. I don't even need to withhold any for taxes.
Give this money to
now.
Bank of America instead. Yeah. Who's worse? Yeah. Jeez,
I'll share 23% with American Express instead.
Yeah. You got to keep the economy going. So yes, I think you work on the qualified side, the tax deferred side or whatever you want to call it. I'm partial to the Roth, kind of fall down on the same side as Ed Slott on this, which is to say, there is no time like the present to get rid of your tax liability. Just pay the taxes and never have to worry about taxes again. Asterisk, subject to the changes and moods of the Congress, 20 years
blah,
hence.
blah, blah, blah. That's the big wild card. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it is.
All the fine print.
Yeah.
I want to pause only briefly on number 10 because I want to spend a lot of time on 11 and 12. But on number 10, I like that diversify your investments, is number 10 because of the fact that when people start off, I feel like they spend way too much time on diversification. And I feel like diversification doesn't matter nearly as much as just getting invested. And I think Nick Majuli, who is on the show, expressed this best, which is when you find the fluctuation on your statement is bigger than the amount you're putting in, that's when you really need to start focusing on diversifying your investments. Until then, spend a lot more time and energy elsewhere. And I think that also kind of lowers the temperature. But I want to deal with number 11 here. Buy back time. He writes, many assume that financial independence is a black or white proposition. You can't have freedom until you reach your ultimate number, 25x your annual expenses. Oh, I just puked because that's a rule of thumb. That was horrible. Sorry. My bad. However, I don't see it that way.
Joe threw up a little bit in his mouth.
I told it, not even did bad. As you move through these steps and you acquire more assets under your name, you can start buying back your time little by little with each step. Len, I feel like this is true, that initially, if you're building career capital, you're using traditional investments, that's fine. Later on now, you're thinking about ways now to make money where you're not trading your hours anymore. I mean, really, I feel like that's kind of the stage of life where you're at, isn't it?
Yeah, because I'm running out of hours, and hours become
that's your last birthday.
It could be. It's true, though. Time, as you get older, time becomes more valuable. You really see that time is more valuable than money. You can't get time back. And that is very important. So, yes, I think, the more you can save up front faster, as fast as you can, the more options you have. It's like, I guess that's the rule of thumb with anything about money is, money gives you options. The more you have, the more options you have. And so, yeah, I think, if you can save as much as you can, as fast as you can, you have a lot more options later on.
Paulette, you've been focused on this a lot lately with your business, buying back your time.
Yeah, it's been going great. And I am taking a 10-day trip, so I'm very excited about that. But, it is thinking about in the future, and it will be interesting to see. I was actually thinking about, like, while I'm gone, how much money will the business earn without me there?
Yeah.
And that's such an important number, because if it's just me, then that's not a sellable business, and that's not a business that's, like, buying me time.
And you really hope that it goes up when you're gone, but you kind of don't hope that it goes up when you're gone.
Right. No, I 100% hope it goes always up when I'm
always
gone.
Always up.
100% of the time.
Because then you're the problem.
Like,
I think that's good. I think that's actually the aha.
I don't need to be here. Win.
You know what's funny, Doug, is I know that you're joking, but the first thing I learned when I went to Strategic Coach is that you are the problem as the entrepreneur.
Yeah, always.
Were they talking to you specifically, Joe,
Yes.
or was that?
Yes, they were. They took him out of class. They took him out of class into the hallway and said, Joe, come here, please.
Listen,
you, sir, are the
we
problem.
don't know how you got in here, but let's save you a lot of time.
I think I walked right into that one. I totally walked into that
How
one.
do you feel about a new rule being named after you?
But they do say that the two hands that got you this far are not the two hands that are going to get you to the next level. And it's totally true. Like, you got to build a team, you got to build other people and get out of their way.
Joe, before we jump into number 12, there's only one phrase in the basement that's uttered more often than, for God's sake, OG, put your shoes back on. And that's begin with the end in mind. So what I'm struggling with in this whole list is it's written as though it's like step by step, do this first, do this second, do this third. And at the very end, we start talking about what's the end goal that you're trying to get to. Isn't this almost counter to what we preach on Stacking Benjamins?
You totally beat me to it, Doug, because number 12 on this list is define your ideal lifestyle.
I know, because I can read.
And I'm like, why the hell? No. Well, other people haven't seen it, Doug. I'm just agreeing with you. But you're right. Why the hell is this number 12? Why isn't that number 1? Why wouldn't we start with this one? I don't know. Anybody that surprised anybody else besides Doug and I?
That's what I said at the beginning. I was like, I don't want to give it away.
This was the one you had the most problem with?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But the issue is that sorry, Len. I was going to say the issue is that ideal lifestyle will change over time. Like, the things that are important to you when you're like 20, when you're 25 or whatever, like, as you think about, oh, one day I hope I can do this, or wouldn't it be great if I could buy a house, and or start a family, like whatever is the thing, like, will change. And so at some level, it's kind of a, might be kind of a circular type of argument here, that it's always kind of changing, because what I thought about 20 years ago is a lot different than what I think about now in terms of an ideal lifestyle.
But it's going to change again for you, OG, in 5 or 10 years when you finally get a gray hair. And that doesn't mean that you don't set a target now, because you might change 10 years from now.
No, that's what I mean. It's like, it's okay being at the end because it's also at the beginning. It's a Mobius loop. It's like one of those weird bracelets.
What? You're making my head hurt.
Len, get us out of this. What were you going to say, Len?
Well, I didn't look at it. I didn't know this was supposed to be specifically in order. But yeah, I think the problem with the lifestyle, I think, as you've all mentioned, is, there's a time component in here, and things change. Life is long. And I think that's why a lot of people in the fire and send your letters to Joe at stackingbenjamins.com.
Because it's Len's birthday, so flame on me.
But I think a lot of people in the fire movement, they make this mistake. It's like, well, I got to get to 25 times my spending, and I'm 35 years old, and hooray, I've got to that point. And therefore, so much changes. Take it from the old guy here, between, say, 35 or 40 and 50, 60 and 65. I mean, you just can't base with any reliability the number that you reach, this magic number, 25 times your income. I guarantee you it's not enough. It's not going to be enough for you. It's just you cannot foresee what goes on, what's coming for you in the road of life. It's crazy to even do that. So it's nice to set your lifestyle where you want to be, but it's not going to be reliable. The further you are away from your golden years, the much more fuzzy your estimates are going to be, and very gross.
Absolutely. But I do think that if you don't have those estimates all the time, or this shining place of where you're headed, that you'll derail yourself.
Yeah, you should go back. I'd say go back annually and reevaluate what your goals are. It's a constantly moving target.
OG cried the day that sweet rims were no longer on the list. Like that was, it was just a horrible day.
Because he attained them.
Because I already had them. That's right.
Bam.
As soon as they took white walls and flipped him around the other way.
He's in the Sri movement.
That's going to do it for today. I think it's a good place to leave this conversation. OG, this big holiday weekend for Len and I. We have our own personal holidays this weekend.
I see that.
Since our birthdays fell on a weekday, we got a party all weekend, right, dude? What do you got going on, OG, besides celebrating our birthdays?
I've been trying to think about this, but it turns out I want to do something. My daughter's busy every day this weekend. My son has a track meet today, and then he's free. My oldest is free the rest of the weekend. My middle kid's free the rest of the weekend. And I thought, this will be perfect. I'm going to grab the kids. We're going to go do something fun. Mom can stay with Caroline. It turns out the rest of the country also has this weekend off. So everything that you'd want to do for fun is already booked up. So I don't know what we're going to do. I'm a last minute planner.
And OG's like, plus, I just found out my kids are underage, which is annoying.
Well, they don't have passports, so that eliminated a whole bunch of ideas that I had. So I was like, well, there goes that. But even like a trip to, it's like, let's just go to Disney real quick. No, don't go to Disney this weekend. It's a holiday weekend. Don't go. And the marathon's next week. So like everybody and their brother, it's just, I don't know. We'll think of something. We'll go.
Staycation. Come to Texarkana.
Hang
out.
The rest of us are thinking like petting zoos or trampoline parks. OG's like, what about Disney or, I don't know, Paris? They're all booked.
There's a restaurant I want to go to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My kids they're teenagers. It's a petting zoo, not for a teenager.
You got to step it up a little bit.
Paulette Perhach, what's going on with you and Powerhouse Writers and being the editor for the Stars and all that good stuff?
Yeah. Lots of stuff. I got into a really amazing networking group of 400 super powerful women. And I'm just totally seeing the power of networking. I've never, been in a sorority or gone to any kind of prestigious school. So it's like, I see how this works behind the scenes. This is very nice. Getting ready to go down to Baja, Mexico, and then to a writers conference called AWP, where I'm putting on a karaoke party of parody songs about being a writer. So I'm with some other writers writing the songs and stressing about getting them on video. It's kind of a stretch event for me, but I think it'll be really, really fun. So it's an intense month.
That's a ton going on. And if people want more from you,
they can go to thatwriterpaulette.com.
thatwriterpaulette.com. We'll have links in the show notes page at stackingbenjamins.com. Mr. Penzo, happy birthday, man. You going to burn the house down with your birthday cake tonight?
We're now late. I'm going to be late to getting to Benihana. I've already, the hibachi supreme is probably off the menu now. Thanks.
That's okay. 1 star.
Len, I went to Benihana in Key West because of you. I want you to know. I saw Benihana and I was like, it's great. It's great.
Okay, very good. Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hey, by the way,
did they do the choo-choo train, Paulette?
Oh, they did the choo-choo. Oh,
did you get smacked in the face by a shrimp?
Did they do the beating heart with the rice?
They did.
Okay, that's good. Did he throw the shrimp tails in his hat?
Mm-hmm.
He did.
All I can think of is the scene from Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day, where he's wearing like the pirate costume arms and his hands catch on fire. No?
No.
I don't think I saw that one.
Nobody else saw that movie? Just me?
I missed that one.
It's actually
That's a children's movie, OG.
Aware. Thank you very much. It would on brand. I have kids. They think it's funny. I think it's funny too. It's very appropriate. The son crashes the car. It hits home, literally.
Len, while you're partying at Benihana, missing out on the big special, what's going on at lenpenzo.com?
You know what? It is, I think OG hinted, it is President's Week, right? It's President's Day coming up on Monday here. And so at lenpenzo.com, I went in and I found 18 fascinating personal finance facts about U.S. presidents. Some things you never knew. Did you know there were presidents that went bankrupt? Did you know that?
Oh.
No.
I mean, this is the kind of hard-hitting stuff that you don't get, at these other personal finance sites. Let me tell you.
The lesser personal finance sites. Len, it is I got to say, I am a little disappointed because I've known you for a long time, brother. And I thought you were going to say it's President's Day weekend. So at lenpenzo.com, we have 18 ways to save money on a mattress. Right?
Actually, you know what? I should add that it's going to be 19 things. It's going to be 19 things on the.
Perfect. Yes. At lenpenzo.com. All right. That's going to do it for today, everybody. Find links to all things Len, Paulette, everything on our show notes page at stackingbenjamins.com. Doug, I think you're going to wrap up the week for us, man. What should we have learned today?
I'll tell you what we should have learned today, Joe. First, take some advice from our panelists. Build a solid foundation and you'll be on your way to riches much faster than trying to find shortcuts. Just do the work. Second, huge benefits can be had just by tracking and measuring your expenses, regardless of what they are. After all, you can't manage what you don't measure. But the big lesson? These 12 steps are much easier. I didn't even have to call anyone and apologize for the reason they had to repaint their front porch. It's awesome. Thanks to Len Penzo for joining us today. You can find Len at lenpenzo.com/birthdayboy. Thanks also to OG for joining us today. Looking for good financial planning help? Head to stackingbenjamins.com/OG for his calendar. And I'll bet you wrote something this week that you needed to sparkle. If that job is coming up, our own Paulette Perhach will help you go from horrible writer to the wizard of words. Head to yourpersonaleditor.com for details. This show is the property of SB Podcasts, LLC, copyright 2023. It is created by Joe Saul-Sehy. Our producer is Karen Repine. The show is written by the brilliant Paulette Perhach with help from me, Joe, and Doc G from the Earn and Invest podcast. Kevin Bailey helps us take a deeper dive into all the topics covered on each episode in our newsletter called The 201. You'll find the 411 on all things money at The 201. Just go to stackingbenjamins.com/201. Tina Eichenberg makes the video version of this show, and once we bottle up all this goodness, we ship it to our engineer, the amazing Steve Stewart. Steve helps the rest of our team sound nearly as charming as I do right now. Want to chat with friends about the show later? Mom's friend Gertrude is our social media coordinator and the room mother in our Facebook group called The Basement. So say hello when you see us posting online. To join all the basement fun with other stackers, type stackingbenjamins.com/basement. Not only should you not take advice from these meatloafs, don't take advice from people you don't know. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Before making any financial decisions, speak with a real financial advisor. I'm Joe's mom's neighbor, Doug, and we'll see you next time back here at the Stacking Benjamin Show. I swear those get longer every time I read them.
I think the bane of my existence might be having to spend tons of time on social media. And then you find you're like, where did my last 7 hours go? Because I'm looking at TikTok videos, of which none are good. But the piece that I like is when we're doing research and you come across this weird stuff. And I don't even remember how I got here, but this is a piece that's at MSN. A Reddit question about weird food combos gets over 17,000 comments. And here are the 50 strangest. And I was thinking that we all, maybe you've got some weird food thing going on. Len, you were talking about your son earlier that he may have some weird food combos.
My son does tons of weird food combos, and I'm drawing a blank at most of them. The one that sticks out to me, though, is that he does a lot. He does macaroni and cheese, but he can't have macaroni and cheese unless he tops it. He pours applesauce over the top of it.
Applesauce?
Yes, he pours it right over the top.
I've seen ketchup.
Okay, yeah. So he's got to have his thing. You know, I know the honeybee. She likes grilled cheese with salsa verde. She can't have grilled cheese without salsa verde.
Oh, and, you know what's funny? I can imagine that.
That's probably
that would taste good.
Yeah,
it actually does taste good. It does taste good.
Dang, I need that.
My daughter does. I think lots of people do this, but she does pizza with ranch dressing.
That's good.
Do, okay, so I've never. That's the weirdest thing to me. That seems sacrilege to me to dip
pizza and ranch dressing is phenomenal. But for me, it's only the crust.
You don't want to be like exposed to it. As soon as you know, you're like, ooh, now I regret knowing how delicious
is that a millennial thing? Because I mean, that's just or a Gen Z thing.
Cheryl and I do that. Cheryl and I do that.
Really?
Len. Yeah, but I always save it. I got to say, I save it for the crust. Like I could do the whole thing, but the rest of the pizza tastes pretty good on its own. Then I get to the crust, I take a bunch of ranch dressing, and it becomes like a breadstick at the end of your meal. It's fantastic.
That makes more sense to me. But Paulette, you got all worked up and excited about, like, do you just dip the whole pizza, regardless of what the toppings are, into ranch?
Not necessarily. I mean, sometimes I try not to do that habit because it's like, my God.
Papa John's gives it to you.
End? Where does it end here?
Yeah, I got offered it the other day, and I didn't know what to, like, what? Why are you offering me that?
Yeah, dip it in there. Well, it depends. I mean, it would be gross with, like, olives and, pepperoncinis. That would be gross. But, like, pineapple.
Look at how, listen to her voice.
Let me give you another, a pizza one.
Start with your melty cheese pizza.
This is, all of a sudden, it's like a 1-900 number.
I don't know if you've had it elsewhere. Have you ever had pastrami pizza? A pastrami pizza?
No.
A pastrami pizza?
What it is it's the cheese, and then instead of tomato sauce, it's mustard, and the toppings pastrami.
I'm out.
No, I think it's disgusting.
It's just hard to like start and be like, this is pizza, but mustard. Like, because then your brain is combining.
But it's very popular.
I gotta say, I'm not down at all with the foo-foo pizza thing. Like, when I go to like one of these real, like, expressive chefs doing weird ass stuff on pizza, I'm like, who's that comedian, Doug? I want pizza flavor pizza. Like, I want, give me some pepperoni, little Italian sausage, maybe onions, mushrooms. Give me the basics. They got some down here, a sharp cheddar melted over the top of a slice of warm apple pie.
That's kind of common.
Salt and vinegar chips with sauerkraut.
Ugh.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
let's
gross.
make that situation worse.
I have seen this one before. Honey on fried chicken. Somebody said they learned it from their dad.
I do that.
Hell yes.
I do
That's
that.
so good.
I've never had it, but I would try that in a heartbeat.
Well, you've never been broken up with.
I do that.
And waffles.
Yes.
I had a great hangover meal in New York at Mom's, and it was chicken and waffles with honey. Holy hell, it was so good.
Yummy.
I had that
Mom's in New York.
OG when we were in Portland. Had a big hungover chicken and waffles breakfast. OG, you got one? You got a weird
like langoustine with like some Paramount caviar. It's pretty, different. Paired with a 1993 Moet.
Pairs with your everyman approach to food.
That 93.
I know. It's like it's kind of a weird app,
Duh.
But some people do it, I guess. I don't know.
Philistines.
So awkward when you got the 93 paired there, and everybody knows it's a 95. That you should have had.
I know. Well, that's the secret. It's just kind of a weird thing.
Paulette, yours?
My latest one is a lack of combo. It's like when I'm just like stressed out, I'll just go microwave a pita and just eat it.
Just pita.
This is like
just a warm piece of bread.
Yeah.
It's a warm piece of bread. It's delicious.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's sustained civilizations for centuries, but it's pretty
I'm
wacky.
a simple girl. Yeah, I'll have the expressive chef making an amazing pizza, and I'll freaking microwave a pita and just stuff it in my face.
I'll do it. Don't dare me.
I love how we just got the caviar combo and then the piece of bread. Like just both ends of the spectrum. Doug, finish this thing off. You got one?
Yeah, I eat a lot of food. So quantity is kind of my weirdness.
You're really good at it.
I'm really good at eating a lot of food. So I just don't really go for a lot of weird combos. But I will say this. You talked about Portland. We have a new member of the basement who is an old friend of mine. And this guy goes out of his way to eat the weirdest you can possibly find in any menu. He'll drive like 3 states away to find the strangest food you can imagine. He's an old roommate of mine, and I'll never forget when I watched him put he wasn't like, hey, watch this, look what I'm going to do. I'm just walking past the table one day near breakfast time, and he's pouring hot sauce, like Red's hot sauce, on his cereal. Oh. Like, let's see what happens. It might explode. I don't know. Like, this guy just does everything he can to eat weird food. So if he's listening and he knows what this part of the show is, he'll know who I'm referring to. But he's a member of our basement. And
by the way,
I would not go to a restaurant with him.
The ways people cope when they have to be Doug's roommate.